was the worst experience of my life. Oh my God. I saw all these TikToks and they were like, you know what? Girls need to make the first move. 86% of women who make the first move have success. I'm an incredibly anxious and socially awkward person, but I was like, you know what is the worst they can say? No? Nope, there's something worse. Let's make the scene. I was in Walmart and I saw this guy in the chip aisle and he had multiple bags of chips in his arms and I was like, that is my man. Okay, you got this. I walk up to him and I'm like, hey, do you like the Talkie Waves? I love the original, but I haven't tried that version yet. And he gives me this big smile. I'm like, oh my God, this is so easy. Why haven't I done this sooner? And he's like, oh my God, you have to try these. And he hands me one of the bags. And I have no game. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. So I was like, you know, I know this is really forward. And this is where I started to get really awkward. But I'm like, I know this is really forward. But would you like to go out sometime? His face drops. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to crawl into my skin. I'm like, is this how all men feel? Like I am starting to sweat. And I notice he's not looking at me, like he's looking past me and his face is just like mortified. I turn around, there's a girl, and she is glaring at me. Oh. She looks at me and she goes, don't you want to date a guy your own age? Sorry, I have father issues, I guess. I mean, I'm in my 20s and he looked like he was in his 30s or 40s. And before people come at me, I couldn't see his ring because it was hidden by the various bags of chips. I'm the worst person when it comes to confrontation, so I didn't know what to say. I was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here's some hot chip. And I handed her the bag that her husband gave me, and I have never walked out of a Walmart as fast as I have that day. I should also mention that as I was walking away, she said, you seem like one of those girls that would just love to flirt with married men, huh? And she said it so loud that 10 people turned around and her husband was like, Kathy, stop. So yeah, ask that guy out. What's the worst that can happen? You're called a homewrecker in front of people at Walmart?
Hey Harley, this is Jeff from This Week with JTT. I saw your video, and yes, you made a big faux pas, or a covfefe, and some people call it, but do yourself a favor. It's a mistake. Honestly, it's an honest mistake you had no way of knowing. Men make the same mistakes too, ironically enough. We'd be so nervous, we don't pay attention like little details, like the ring on the finger. Yeah, number one, as a key thing, if you see a ring on any man's finger, you have to assume he's taken. If he's near any woman will keep in contact with, maybe physical eye contact, assume you're taken. But key things, like for example, like the man with a bag of chips, yeah, the conversation with the bag of chips, that's a great start. The problem is you went in way too soon, way too quick, saying you're gonna go out. Just talk to get to know the guy. There's apps like, so what you basically, you think you find all the chips you need, what else you gotta buy. And happen to mention this with his fiance, wife, girlfriend, gracefully make your exit. But if make indication that he's interested in you or want to talk to you, then you ask him out. Or at least ask, like, say, you want your social media address, what have you not. Simple things like that. It says here that a tall, geeky California girl. Number one, you live in California. I'm sorry for your luck living in California. Nothing against you living in California, but California is a very, for me, from what I see from the outside, it's a very messed up state. So I'm sorry you live in California. Word of advice, escape from California. I'm serious, escape from California. You seem like a very nice, sweet person. You're not like most of these some modern women try to act like a thought, try to act like you try to pose for Playboy, stuff like that. You seem very sweet and all that. So I say don't give up. The fact that you try to make the attempt to reach out to a man, because trust me, there will come a time that women will have no other choice but reach out to a man. You took the first step. Do yourself a favor. Don't give up. Your future prince is here. The trick is don't fall for the same mistakes that a lot of these modern women fall for. Don't try to go after the top 10 men who belong to the Devil's Club. Don't always go for the guy who's over 6 feet tall. Don't always go for the guy who makes 6 figures. Well, then in California, you have no choice. And don't go for the guy who looks like he lives in a gym. Find a guy where you can see his heart, soul, spirit is perfectly in line with yours. You do that, now you find yourself a future boyfriend, you will have a future husband who will love, honor, and respect you for the rest of his life. Tell me how it goes, all right? Peace and love.